name's Joanna Blunden. I'm the chair of the Technical Steering Committee for the Energy Efficiency Solutions project. This project kicked off in 2018 with a scoping study to identify which particular industries would be looked at as a focus of the project. And it was identified that intensive industries were those that were going to be taken forward for investment on the basis that they have such high energy costs, but also there's capacity for these industries to actually undertake investment to get down some of their exposure to the energy costs.
The last sort of 2-3 decades, we've been getting a lot more mechanised across all of our operations, and it's getting a lot more intensive, which has led to a lot of more energy use. So when we saw this program, we were like, well, it's a no-brainer. We really need to do something to fix the reliability. And also, on an intrinsic level, we're trying to reduce the impact of our operations on the environment, and anything that can help us do that and head towards carbon neutrality is pretty good.
When we first went to the expression of interest, we had a large range of ideas, and quite a number of those again were taken through to feasibility. The most feasible generally had solar, some sort of component of solar. The reason for that is that for less than $1 a watt you can have solar on site, and then they've been generally coupled with either battery or solar thermal technology, or even backup generators at certain locations. So that would seem to be the most feasible stuff that we can do now.
When we upgraded our cheese facility, we put in solar hot water, and that was sort of an eye-opener about what solar could be and what we could use it for. At that stage we weren't aware of how good the batteries could be. It became viable as a not only primary producer but actually processor to be able to move into the renewable space.
We got 21 applications, which was really pleasing. 7 pilot projects that were taken forward that were extended out onto 8 sites, and they're spread across New South Wales. There was horticulture, dairy, beef, sheep projects. There was $1.3 million investment, a 50% co-contribution between the farms and the project, and it allowed the farms to invest in projects that otherwise they might not necessarily have taken forward because of the considerable investment that was required, and also payback periods and risk, etc. So as a pilot, it gave them the opportunity to trial something and understand the benefits that might come from that, but also, as I said, de-risk it a little bit by having that co-investment.
I think one of the great things about this pilot program is we actually went through a commercial and technical feasibility assessment. Often farmers don't do that because they're cash constrained. This gave the farmers the opportunity to test that process.
I was a little dubious at first about the investment, but then when we went through the feasibility process and actually worked out what we'd be investing and what we'd be saving long term, it very quickly became something that I couldn't imagine not doing.
An important part of this pilot program was the oversight of the Technical Steering Committee, which included consultants, members of government, various players that had expertise, technical and financial, and that allowed us to distribute the $2.3 million, which is a lot, in a really transparent way. It was a competitive selection process throughout. So at the end, there's a really good level of probity. A big part of the pilot is obviously to give confidence so people can, as I said, see the application on the farm and how it actually works in a real environment.
We're absolutely thrilled that the DPI were able to see our project, see the benefit of it, not just for our own businesses, but as a model for the agricultural sector more broadly.
Because it's just been completely life-changing for our business, and that was really fantastic that they were able to not just look at the big guys but also look at us as a smaller but just as important enterprise.
You can always learn from other people, and by sharing this information through this series of videos, that helps that process at least be initiated. And farmers can make contact with each of the farmers to sort of find out how they feel about it, but also sort of get, I guess, some of the more rudimentary learnings from it.
This has been a long process. It's commencing in 2018 right through until now, and it's taken a lot of trust for the farmers both to invest their money but also to have the department and the project on their farm and monitoring what's happening. So it's been a long road, but hopefully there's been a lot of benefit, and we just thank them for their involvement but also their intent to share with others for the learnings that they've undertaken.
We're really happy that this pilot site can be a bit of a hub, a bit of a learning experience, not just for ourselves but for others who want to have a look.
If people want to see the systems working, they want to ask questions, and we're happy to give that kind of feedback and show what we've learned as well. I think it's important that we continue those conversations.
Well, I think it's a credit to everyone involved, to be honest, the farmers, the consultants, our steering committee and all the people who are involved along the way, even the people telling the story today. and yeah, hopefully it'll allow the sector to move forward.